Hello again, friends, and welcome to our first math lesson. Today, our question that's going to guide our learning is how can I classify shapes, specifically quadrilaterals, by their attributes? Now, there are a lot of words in here that we're going to go ahead and break down. Let's start off with classify. What does it mean to classify a shape? When you classify, you are putting it into a group. So we are going to be putting shapes in different groups. In groups. Our next question that we're going to, or our next word, that we're going to focus on is quadrilateral. What is a quadrilateral? That's right. Quad means 4. So that prefix quad helps us figure out that we are talking about shapes with 4 sides and 4 angles. So we are putting shapes into groups, and specifically we're putting quadrilaterals, shapes with 4 sides and angles, into different groups by their attributes. It's been a while, friends. What is an attribute? An attribute is a shape's traits, how we would describe it. Now, usually, what traits, what attributes are we specifically looking at for these quadrilaterals so that we can classify them into groups? Usually, we're looking at the sides, how many sides, whether the sides are parallel, whether they are equal in length, and we're looking at our angles. And specifically for our angles, we're checking out if they are right angles. Remember, a right angle is 90 degrees. It makes an L shape at the corner of the shape. So we're going to be focusing again on how we classify shapes, how we're putting quadrilaterals into groups by their traits, by looking at their sides and their angles. Now, let's go over our anchor chart. Now remember, when we are classifying polygons, the steps that we take, first, we check out the sides. We see, all right, how many sides are there? Is it even a quadrilateral? Are the sides parallel? And are any of the sides equal? Sometimes you'll have 2 sides that are equal, sometimes 4, sometimes 3, sometimes none. The second step when we are classifying our polygons is checking out our angles, seeing how many angles there are, if they are right angles specifically. Now, when we're looking at the actual classifications that we're putting our quadrilaterals into, we've got our quadrilaterals obviously up here at the top. That's any shape that has 4 sides and 4 vertices. Remember, a vertice is a synonym. It means the same thing as an angle. We also have parallelograms. Our parallelograms, are our quadrilaterals that have 2 pairs of parallel sides. So if I were to trace the top and the bottom and the side on these shapes, they would never touch, they would never cross. Now compare that over here to our friend, the trapezoid. Trapezoids are our quadrilaterals that only have 1 pair of parallel sides, only 1. Breaking off of parallelograms, though, we have 2 special kinds of parallelograms that we're going to talk about first. Let's focus here on the rectangle. Remember, rectangles are parallelograms that have 4 right angles. So every rectangle has to have 4 right angles. They also have equal opposite sides. That means the top and the bottom are the same length, and the side are the same length. So every rectangle has 4 right angles and equal opposite sides. Compare that over here with our rhombus, a different kind of special parallelogram. Rhombuses, if you'll remember, are parallelograms that have 4 equal sides. We do not have rules for a rhombus about the angles. All that's special about a rhombus is that it has 4 equal sides. And then, Boop, boop, boop. Down here at the bottom, our buddy, the square. The square is another special kind of parallelogram, but it's also a special kind of rhombus, a special kind of rectangle as well. A square is any parallelogram that has 4 right angles and 4 equal sides. So our squares must have 4 right angles and 4 equal sides. So all of your different assignments this week are going to be focusing on how we classify polygons. And like I said, specifically, we're going to be looking at how we classify quadrilaterals. So make sure you're looking at this anchor chart uploaded in our math folder in Schoology to give you more information about how we can classify these quadrilaterals.